Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to our second live stream of the day, ladies and gentlemen. We have got A-listers, as we told you guys. Listen, every 8 p.m. every Monday, we are back, you get me, and we are here to talk about this Premier League weekend where Arsenal beat Tottenham Hotspur in their own backyard for the third time in a row. Nottingham Forest beat Liverpool at Anfield. You get me? So this is going to be a long stream for myself. Manchester United absolutely slapping Southampton. And Chelsea with a shock win away at Bournemouth. You know, one of their big rivals for the mid-table positions. They went there and they won. They scammed the 3 points. Joining us on the channel, first and foremost, is the guy that went to his biggest rivals and dunked on their head top again. The biggest troublemaker in the Arsenal fan base. Man like Egal is in the building. How you doing, Egal, man?
Tottenham get battered everywhere we go. You know, everywhere they go. You know what it is, man. You know the chant, guys. All I got to say is, to the people who doubted us, to the people who constantly question if this team can do it, even without Rice, without Odegaard, we still get it done. And to all the people in the chat who said, you're going to lose to Tottenham next week, hold that. Hold that. That's to the chat. Husam, if you remember last week, they were giving me all this lip service. Yep. You're gonna lose next week. You could lose to Tottenham and City. Title race over. Hold that. And also, Husam, to the Liverpool fans, not you, but to the Liverpool fans in the chat who are making fun of me every day, saying, "Oh, I don't know about Liverpool," but then coming at me like you're gonna be above me in the table this week or something like that. Just relax. Let Arne Slot cook. Don't overcook your dinner. Calm down. Anyways, I'm happy. I'm in a good mood. Let's hear from the other guys.
Big up to you, man. Another guy who's in a good mood as well. He scored 3 goals, so he gets introed first. Hold that, Lewis. Southampton, away win, 3-0. You know, they won the relegation 6-pointer, so this is massive for them. Man like Shikh is in the building. How are you doing, Shikh, man?
Big up. Yo, happy, man. We scored 3 goals. I don't know when was the last time we scored 3 goals, and we actually won the game too. So, yeah, happy. 3-point collectors. Big up to Egal as well. And, yeah, I can't wait to cook this episode, man. Let's go. Big up to you.
Let's go.
Talk about it.
Let's go.
And you're going to be in bottom row today.
Yes. Let me introduce first, Habibi. So the top row and the bottom row first. The final member of the top row, Ivan Nilsson, I hate you. Honestly, Ivan Nilsson, this is all your fault. Oh my God. This guy has sent me about 17 pictures of Callum Hudson-Odoi over the last 48 hours. They're all saved on my phone.
Anthony Elanga assist, by the way.
How many Callum Hudson-Odoi pictures he sent me? About 17, man. But listen, he gets his moment because he won and I lost, and I have to hold that. This is life. Man like Lewis is in the building. Hi, Lewis.
Oi, Hudson-Odoi. Oi, Hudson-Odoi. Hey, it's good to be back, guys. What a weekend to be Chelsea. First off, you got the Cho dagger at Anfield. Conor Gallagher gets his first goal for Atletico Madrid. Shout out to Conor Gallagher. AC Milan smashing Venezia 4-0. 2 goals from ex-Chelsea players. And of course, Bournemouth got dunked on. It's great to be back. I know you were waiting for Chelsea to drop points so you could try and deflect from your team's performance. Nah. We're going to have some conversations today. But big up to everybody. Hit the like, subscribe, hit the like button immediately. Don't be a Liverpool. Don't be a Salah. Smash those likes. And it's good to be back. Up to Chelsea.
Can't even say anything back.
Lewis, to think if Chelsea drop points is the main story anymore is funny. Let's be honest.
No, they wanted it to be the main story, but we didn't.
It would not be the main story this weekend.
But he'd try and make it. We'd have the first topic as Chelsea and not Liverpool. Not even Spurs.
The first topic's not even Liverpool either.
Nah, you would have pushed that to the side, bro. I know you, bro.
No, North London derby. Come on, I'm not that.
Yeah, let us lose 1-0 to Bournemouth.
There was times last year where you'd lose, and we'd just kind of be like, "Yeah, Chelsea lost again. Let's just move on."
No, that was more 22-23, if anything. That's when it got too stupid. Before it was not. It's okay. Give him time. Poch, all of that crap. So no.
We'll see.
That was under Potter, right? Where people were just kind of going with like, yeah, we lost. It's okay.
Yeah. Potter and Lampard road to 40 points and all that.
Yeah, there was
You're-
like a 2-month period where like it really went left for Chelsea in a 2-month period.
2 separate month periods between January and fucking March, April. That stuff nearly sent me suicidal, bruv. Joke. Not actually, joke.
Okay,
I realize some people might take that seriously. It wasn't.
big up to you. Specifically, the fact that you have a Hudson Odoi shirt behind you. That's the level of shamelessness.
No, that's
Anyway,
Loftus
Loftus
Cheek.
Cheek,
That's
yeah,
for the AC
Loftus
Milan hate watch tomorrow.
Ooh. You're hating on me in the Champions League. Why?
No, I need something to watch. AC Milan, Liverpool. That's basically Chelsea light. So
You could
I'll
watch
be there.
Celtic,
They're my UCL team. Shout out AC Milan.
I
You could
forgot
watch
the
Celtic
UCL was on.
Bratislava.
Who?
I don't know. The Celtic are playing some random Slovakian team.
Man, the Chelsea Rangers every time. Fuck Celtic.
Baby Chelsea.
There you are. Anyway, joining me in the basement after Gabriel Magalhaes took his chain. You get me? Jacob. Hello, my fellow mud brother. You get me? Here we are. Everyone happy now? Hi, Jacob.
Hello.
Do the rules from last season still apply, by the way? Can someone super chat me to the top row?
Yeah.
I mean, this is your channel. Technically, you're the PGMOL.
Someone save me from the basement.
Only if
chat.
it works
You're
for
the
everybody.
VAR, yeah.
Yes, it does
Yes,
work.
true.
Of course. Someone save me from the
Keep in
basement chat. How are you doing, Jacob? How are you doing, Habibi?
I feel like I've been pushed in the back and dunked on, but other than that, good.
Excuses already.
What? I didn't say an excuse. You asked how I'm doing. I answered the question.
How much should it be? It was 50 last season, right?
Yeah, it was £50.
50. 50,
Think
and
it
you get
was.
to choose who you bring to the basement. So let's go. Mo, I know you're capable of doing this. You've done this before. Please send Lewis to the bottom if you're gonna do it. I beg. Big up to you, man. Anyway,
Bless.
first section, regardless whether Chelsea or Liverpool or whoever won, was always going to be the North London Derby, Lewis. But before we get there, big up to all of you guys. Guys, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel right now. We have 550 people in here. We haven't even started talking about the football, and there's not even 100 likes yet. You know, Lewis said Mo Salah. This is even worse than Salah against Forest. This is even worse than Evan Nilsson against Bournemouth. Lewis, not even 100 likes. 550 people, you fraud. Hit the like button right now. Subscribe. Egal, you went again to the new White Hart Lane. You get me? You took the chain. You took the 3 points. You kept the clean sheet. Talk to me. What are you saying?
All right. So, first things first. No Odegaard, no Declan Rice. The Tottenham fans on Monday, you guys were here. You guys were on the stream. Did you see how they were moving on social media? I did a whole 1-hour video afterwards when we found out Odegaard got injured. The sheer embarrassment, the celebrations. These guys thought they had the game in the bag. No Declan Rice, no Martin Odegaard. And you're like, you know what? Tottenham have a chance. These Tottenham fans were like, we're going to do it. They're going to win. They're doing combined 11s with me where they're putting in 5 of their players. They're talking about all this stuff, doing the normal things that they do before North London Derby. But then we get to the game. What happens? They show absolutely no attacking nouns. They did not do nothing in the final third. You look at what Ange's lineup was. I thought he was a madman to go with 2 10s in Kulusevski and Madison with Bentancur. You basically have 2 men defending the whole game, and the rest of the players, even the fullbacks, were flying up the wing, and they weren't really doing much defensively. I thought Tottenham's game plan was terrible. Arsenal, though, defensively, we were on point. We made sure we shut out everything. We made sure we did not let them even have a sniff on goal. The only chance they had was like a half chance where William Saliba quickly took apart. And there's a lot of players I need to shout out in this game. But before we shout out players, let's talk about Tottenham. Ange Postecoglou's been found out. That guy has been found out from last season. I told you guys he's a one-trick pony. Set pieces, he's always susceptible. Vicario's always also a fraud who can't do anything on set pieces. And Ange Postecoglou has one way of playing, and when it doesn't work, he just says, "That's who we are, mate. That's just who we are, mate." That's all he does. He just sits there, doesn't make any major changes, and when he does make a change, he takes off players for who? For Timo Werner. It's not really going to bring anything that's going to scare me personally. Next, let's talk about Romero. That guy is a pathetic player. The kind of excuses he came out with, these kind of excuses that you hear from players after a loss like this, are very creative. But this is the worst I've ever heard. He came out and said, he was basically criticizing Tottenham for their flight plan home because he didn't get a private flight home from Argentina. He basically had to pay for a regular flight, and he's like, "Oh, because of that,
Romero, you're talking
because of that, he's sick before the game, and he's blaming it on the flight. And now you got Christian Romero after the game coming out and saying, I was sick because I had to take a regular flight home from Argentina instead of taking a private jet like all my other teammates did."
So what he's saying is because I had to sit with the commoners, I got injured. I mean, I got ill.
Waste of space. Who says that? Who honestly says that?
Oh,
Man up, you lost, you got dunked on. You're one of the main reasons why your team
Romero,
lost
bro.
also by getting beat in the air like that. You can say it was a push, whatever. Yeah, maybe on another day they call it. But overall, I'm happy with the defensive performance we put in. You guys had your crowd, people in the crowd, Tottenham fans in the crowd were closing their eyes, looking away during a corner kick. That's how much they were scared of our set piece plays. On top of that, let's talk about some standout performances. Raya, once again, putting in a masterclass performance, 2 great saves to start the game, and you guys need to put respect on Raya's name. Another person, Urian Timber. Urian Timber had Brendan Johnson looking, he sent him back to Nottingham Forest. He sent him back. He basically said, you got to beat it. Because the way their fan base have flipped on him because of Timber's great performance, that wasn't all Brendan Johnson.
No, don't waffle now.
It was
no,
Timber
flip.
shutting his ass
That boat's been
down.
sailed. It left the dock a long
if
time
Timber
ago.
was, and sorry, bro, I don't think you realize it's my turn to speak. Oh, you're gonna get to speak, I promise.
Oh shit!
But when it
I was
comes
just
to when it
correcting
comes
you.
to
I
but when it
didn't know
comes
this was
to
a-
when it comes to Timber is
You
literally
gotta say shit, Jacob.
Timber
You gotta
literally
have
has
to
your
use
whole fan base
She's
freaking
just
out
lying,
and
but
yelling
that's
at
okay.
during.
They're not supposed to
You
take
guys
them.
turned on your own player because of how much he got locked down by what's his face, Timber, and also.
Lies.
No, serious. Your whole he deactivated his Instagram because your fan base went after him so much.
Bro, he's
that-
limited comments all last year because he's been ass.
Okay, maybe he was asked, or maybe you guys just don't have good players, and all your players are kind of overrated because we went into this game and you guys
That
thought
could
you
be
were
true.
close to
Two
us.
things could be true.
You
at the
guys
same
thought
time.
you were close to us. We showed you guys, even when we don't play our best, even when we're not necessarily
the players are overrated now.
bossing the game with possession, we still find a way to get it done because we currently are a better defensive team than you. We currently are a better overall team than you. And you want to know something? If you guys think you're on our level, we showed you guys, even without some of our best players available, we still beat you. And overall, I'm happy with the result. This is a great result for us. And also the performance. These are the kind of performances we're capable of doing. We're capable of playing different type of ways. Unfortunately, you don't know what that feels like under Ange because he only plays one way of football. But that is the reality. You need to be able to play different types of ways. You need to be able to show tactical nouns and get other things. And Mikel Arteta and the set piece coach are the final 2 people I'm going to shout out before I pass the mic back to you. And also, you let a 17-year-old come on in the 80th minute and twerk and make your players twerk for him. It was crazy. Anyways, I'm out of here. I'm done. Jacob, it's your turn.
Am I allowed to talk now?
Yep.
Well, I'll just start from reverse order. You said that everybody flipped because of what Timber did. Now, Timber had a good game, don't get it twisted. But don't think that he went out there and did something that we ain't seen Brendan Johnson get done to him. How many games he played last year? 30-some? So, for me, the fan base has been flipped on him for quite some time. If you want to prop your own player, you can. You want to prop them and say they had a good performance, you can. I agree with some of the sentiments you said. Y'all are a better team. You should have won the game. I said the same thing before the match. Y'all should be going into this expecting to win because you were 5 years into a project that you are now starting to see getting close to seeing the fruits of that labor. I know you haven't won anything yet under it, but you've been knocking at the door at least 2 years consecutively. No reason to believe you can't do it the 3rd year consecutively. So again, there is respect that should be paid to Arsenal where they're at and their whatever their thing is. And look, they are better than us. I've never said that we were better. Having confidence in my team or thinking that my team could do something. I mean, Ainge has to hold smoke for starting Brendan Johnson. Ainge has been holding smoke for 12 months since he signed Brendan Johnson and said, that's my signing. And everyone said, okay, well, if he does well, that's on you. He does poor, that's on you. The other name he's attached to himself is Dominic Solanke. So for me, I blame him for those 2 players. What I don't blame him for is that midfield of Kulusevski, Bentancur. I guess you could blame him for Madison because he was there, but we don't know for a fact that he was like, I want James Madison. That's my number 1 target. The other 2 aforementioned names, he did say that. So for me, sure, you could take a dig also at the fact that we don't change our style and we play one style. But for me, that I like that. I'm okay with that. Is it my preferred method? Probably not, but I'm also not a damn manager. So I'm not going to tell a guy who's been doing it for 30 years successfully at the levels he's been at that he should do it some kind of other way. Now, I know it's also interesting, you know, people want to talk about, and not you specifically, Egal, but people have brought up Spurs and these numbers and all this and that, but let's not forget, Ainge finished 5th. Yeah, we weren't great throughout a large part of that season, but we still finished 5th. And I think that says something in your first year when you can come in and not look like total shit and finish where we did with Antonio Conte or finish where we did with Nuno. So I'm not real upset with Ainge. I'm more pissed off at these players. And anything you want to say about Brendan Johnson, I will not dispute it unless you say he is a good footballer. Because I used to say, who would you rather have on your team, Mudryk or Brendan Johnson? Now I changed it to Anthony or Brendan Johnson. And most people are saying Anthony nowadays. So it's very interesting. Just the fall off has been massive. He's obviously got a very weak mentality. If, you know, a couple bad comments cause you to deactivate your Instagram. Obviously, I don't think he should be getting abuse, but two things can't be true at the same time. He could be a little weenie, and he could also, you know, prove to everybody that he does belong out there, and he hasn't. But that's on Ainge for starting him first and foremost. But I don't blame Ainge for Cuti Romero getting pushed in the back. I don't blame Ainge for Cuti Romero's first response to look for a fucking referee to save him, because I looked at the clip again this morning and he gets pushed and it's about 1.5 seconds until Gabriel's going up to head the ball, 2 seconds until it's leaving his head.
Jacob, I never even knew about the clip till you mentioned it yesterday, and I went and watched it and I was like, yo, Jacob is onto something. You can't be doing
foul or no foul. I've always kept the same energy when it comes to Vicario getting bullied in the box. If they ain't gonna call it, bro, you got to start throwing elbows like you Shaquille O'Neal. I don't care what you got to do. You got to meet them at the same level, because if the ref's not going to call it, bro, there's no captain save a hoe on the pitch, in my opinion. So for me, that was a shambolic thing for Romero from the mindset perspective to get pushed and be like, wham, wham, when he turns around. Bro, go defend the man that just pushed you. How about that? Instead of just, oh, I got pushed now. Oh, there's a header. Oh, ref. That's weak. I don't like that. So, look. I've seen players get booted off for Casemiro got us Urian Timber. Now, I don't know if it was a yellow card on the foul, but I do know grabbing another player by the shirt like that is a yellow. I know Vicario charging the man is a yellow. So I think they both should have been yellow on that instance. Now, the foul is another.
Sorry.
What did they check exactly? No, go ahead. No.
VR checked if there was a foul on Pedro Porro. He actually took the ball and scooped it and took it and brought it to himself. He never actually put any pressure on the player's leg.
It did look like he pulled away as well, whereas Casemiro's side by side, he looks like he leans in a little bit more. So I do agree. But again, this is nitpicking. We didn't do our damn job. That's the bottom line. I don't give a damn about this should have been, could have been, would have been. There ain't none of that except 1-0. Loss of 3 points at home again to Arsenal. This is our moment as Tottenham fans to have a say on what y'all's title challenge looks like. We got 6 points we could steal from you, and we already lost 3 of it. And to me, I don't want to be in a position where late in the season, now my fans are twerking for some other club to beat our ass so it somehow affects somebody else. Tottenham fans are so concerned with everybody else other than them damn selves, they just chase their tail in purgatory. Ainge out, Conte out, Jose out, Poch out, just over and over and over, bro. And, you know... I'm at a point, Spurs fans deserve every bit of shit that they get. And I deserve every bit of prop that I gave to Romero because that pissed me off yesterday. How in the hell can you get pushed like that, get bullied? You the big bad dog in our back line, and you getting bullied. And then you fucking went, where's the principal? I just got pushed at the playground. Get your bitch ass up. That's my opinion on Cuti right now. I'm pissed off. Now, the excuses afterwards, I haven't even read into it because I saw enough excuse in that fucking 10-second clip.
I'll be honest.
Can I say one more thing? Can we speak about Maddison? Because I was on A-listers when we did the season team of the season, and you guys had the audacity to try to put Maddison in the conversation at the time.
So shit as well.
And I said to you guys,
I will say this.
By the way, I hate when people scapegoat. People try to blame Solanke for that. I'm sorry, that was a shit pass from Maddison. It's not Solanke's fault.
Bro, I just need to tell people that if you guys remember, I was on this show. I remember the exact date too. Let me just find the tweet. Here it is. On the 3rd of May, Husam, it was A-listers and Al-Ahwa combined. And I told you guys about James Maddison. I have the video. It was
I probably fought real
came
hard
on
for
there,
him too.
and I told you guys what this guy is. And I can play it for you right now because everything I said about him is exactly what you guys seen in that game.
I'll
Husam,
say
do you wanna
this.
share it?
I don't need to hear it because I remember it because I was the guy who Madison
who said
convinced
no.
me to invest in Matacoin. I took out a bank loan. I mortgaged my home. I put all my life's money in the Matacoin because Matacoin sold me a dream.
And Odegaard, you want to
Here
talk
we
about
go.
output and statistics. I was talking about influence over the game. Guess what? Nowadays, I'm going to say something and it's going to blow all of your minds. I'm starting to put James Maddison in the same breath as Bruno Fernandes. And you will see,
That's crazy.
you will see very
Bruno
soon.
Fernandes is better.
You will see
He
very
at least gets
soon.
GA.
Bruno Fernandes is this guy who gets you end product, but guess what? He doesn't impact the game and he doesn't control games. Madison is another player who brings you end product, but he does not control the game. And he does not
36 games, 6 assists.
When it
You know
comes
who
to-
doesn't-
when
you know
it
who
comes to-
doesn't-
when it comes
assists?
to-
Odegaard.
Odegaard.
isn't managing the game.
2
You know who
hours.
doesn't
control the
Point
game.
is, we
Sold us
lost
a
it.
dream, man.
But the main point is, once again, I'm proven right.
He's a
People
fraud.
say it's an outlandish statement at the time, but James Maddison, he has his purple patches. He plays well for a couple games, and then he disappears for a long time period. And during the games where he's disappearing, he is probably putting in the worst thinker out of them all. Kulusevski's not even really a number 10. He had a better performance than him. And you know what? Everyone
He's not
makes
a
a
good
joke
winger,
about
though, either.
everyone's gonna make jokes about Madison, but the reality is he's held to a higher expectation at your club. He's one of your main creators, and he was
Vice captain.
absolutely useless.
Vice captain. And he did a bunch of talking too. This is what I don't like. You do a bunch of talking the week of, now you got to go ball out. And I ain't seen him do shit against Arsenal except for the first round that we played him. Now, the picture of him hugging Arteta, I'll tell you what, I've seen that. Get him the fuck out of my club. Because if people want to talk all this shit about Ainge, oh, Ainge doesn't get the rivalry. He doesn't understand what it's like to be a fan. But everyone will back fucking Madison when he's hands on his hips like they're at a goddamn middle school dance. And he's slow dancing the fucking usher. And he's and Arteta, shut the fuck up. Get your ass into their locker room. You don't belong here. That's my opinion. Maybe I'm being overreactive, but fuck him. Højbjerg never did that shit. I'll tell you that much. Højbjerg never did that shit. Højbjerg tried to fight a motherfucker to get back in your box, you little caged dog. And you know what Madison did? I go pet the puppy. I go take a photo with puppy. Oh, so cute of a dog. Fuck you, Madison. Fuck you, dog. You sold me a dream. You're a fraud. I don't believe in anything you ever do on the pitch. You're a liar. And everyone's gonna make excuses for him. Oh, he's English native. I don't give a fuck. He's a dog shit player. He barely played for England. Look at that shit-eating grin. Can't wait to guzzle meat with you in Dubai, Arteta. Fucking bum.
You know, one thing I will say, as soon as before we get to like Jacob and Shikh as well, get their thoughts on the game, bro. I'll be honest with you, my reaction on the watch along, as soon as Gabriel scored that corner, I was like, guys, lock it up, it's over. And it's for two reasons. There's a gray area in football sometimes. It's not, oh, someone's shit and someone's good. It's because Arsenal's defense is good, and at the same time, because Spurs are toothless. I was so confident. As soon as Gabriel scored, I was like, yep, 1-0 to Arsenal, lock it off, forget this game, and keep it stepping. It's just not a thing. People need to understand. Look, you watch Tottenham Hotspur in that North London derby. I'll be honest with you, they could have played like 180 minutes and they wouldn't have scored. It's a combination of both. It's a combination of the Arsenal defense being really good, and at the same time, it's a combination of the Spurs being toothless. And that comes back to and listen, scapegoating is easy. And I know Jacob is not scapegoating Brian Johnson because he had a bad game. But in terms of that North London derby, Maddison, if I were a Spurs fan, I'd give him a 0. Son was non-existent the whole game. He was non-existent the entirety of the game. Like, Son wasn't even... Like, there are expectations levels. Why, when we get to the Liverpool Forest section, you're all going to cook Salah and not going to cook Jota? Why? Because he's Mo. Because there's an expectation level. This is normal. Same thing with Maddison. Same thing with Son. Same thing with all these players. Romero even. There's a certain expectation level. You cannot perform that shit as a player that's rated and then expect that we're going to sit up here and just talk about Brennan Johnson for half an hour. Because where was Maddison all game long? Did he create anything? Did he do anything? Name one dangerous chance he created, even though players were making runs, including Brennan Johnson for him. Brennan Johnson is at least trying. He's not good enough. He's nowhere near 50 million. But at least, you know, one thing is like, okay, he's dribbling. He's trying to do some shit. Maddison not trying to do anything. Solanke, I don't think it's fair to blame him. I've seen a couple of people blame Solanke and shit. I don't think it's fair to blame Solanke because Solanke had nothing created for him all game long, in my personal opinion. So for me, I'd be looking at those. And Romero for the corner. Listen, if Jacob is criticizing Romero, you know it's a game, set, and match, respectfully. Like that's the thing. So, like, yeah, it's just you cannot be doing that. Big up to Hamid who says Richarlison understands the rivalry more than most Spurs players. Just saying. Do you agree with this, Jacob? Before we go to Lewis and Sheikh?
No, I agree, because in the last North London derby, at least he was getting in everybody's face. I think Vicario understands it. I think he's got that burning passion as well. I think a few of the players like Pedro Porro, I thought he did until I saw the video of him, again, middle school dance with David Rea before kickoff in the fucking tunnel. You're hugging, smooching, kissing, smelling his fucking cologne. Fuck you. Go to Arsenal. Bro, I'm tired of these fucking soft-ass players. Jose said it. Bunch of fucking nice guys. Oh, hug me. Let me smell you, dog. What is this? It's Arsenal. It's fuck them. Even when the 90's over. And they're, oh, let me kiss the goalkeeper? Fuck you. Let me make out with the damn manager on the touchline? Fuck you. Get out of my club. All of them. I'm fine with 80% of my roster leaving today.
Don't you think that's kind of more because of how much you backed them in the summer? It's not really because of what they are as players. It's more this result opened your eyes to the inferiority you guys have compared to us.
I don't understand the question.
I'm saying the reason why you feel as bad as you feel right now is not only because you lost, but more because of how you backed these set of players to be better than what you expected.
Well, that's one part of it. I would say it's an amalgamation of everything. That is one part of it. I hold Son to a higher standard than being invisible for 180 minutes with one fucking shot. Newcastle, Arsenal, one shot. That is not a formula for success. You have your best player doing nothing of that he does well, which is shooting the damn ball, and nobody can shoot. Sorry?
Whose fault is that? It's Ange's.
I think it's Son. There's no way Ainge is telling Son, hey, when you've got it on your right foot or you cut it in and you're outside the box where you've scored 100 fucking Premier League goals, don't do it. Pass it to Maddison, who will pass it to Solanke.
Brother,
he always does it. Papa Montessar comes onto the pitch and has a shot within 20 seconds. And he's not saying don't shoot.
1 second. Ange's job is to get you is to get your players to have a system that can create chances for them. You are telling me that it's all on your players and you're absolving
to take those chances.
No, you did not.
Ange gets them in the final third. It's up to them to fucking do it.
No. Ange's job is to get them to play a certain style of football that can create chances. What you guys did was Ange had you guys playing one way. Get it to the wings, no creativity through the middle. Nothing. You played 2 10s and you still couldn't create nothing through the middle because he wanted overloads on each wing.
That's
you
a mistake.
Basically played 2 10s. What was Kulusevski?
We play with 3 8s, if anything. We don't play 6 8 10. And Ange just said this, and there's quotes.
Kulusevski or Madison players that
kind of like Kulusevski's position was really weird as well. That is, I get why Egal is saying 2 10s.
He was running around the most though, so there's at least that. He looked like he wanted to do something, but I mean, again, what is a kid running around the fucking pitch doing nothing, just running?
I need you to acknowledge that Ange Postecoglou's approach to the game was to not play through the middle and play through the wide channels. Hence why he had Madison and Kulusevski so wide and nobody was playing in the middle. We basically understood that no chance creation was coming through the middle. The only times you tried to do anything in the middle was when maybe Son drifted into the middle. Jacob, you need to acknowledge that your players can only do so much if the manager's tactics are playing into the opponent's hands. And that's what it was.
My manager's tactics isn't playing into nobody's hands but our own. It is everybody else that is failing. Bro, Pep Guardiola said, it is my job to get you into the final third. It is your job to finish it.
But he didn't get you to the final third. He basically
did. How many times did we do the horseshoe?
You guys never even got into our box besides 2 chances.
No, I'm not talking about the box. The horseshoes, bro, the box and the horseshoe Hotspur we do fucking last year, this year, when we run out of creativity, nobody runs, where we're just working it back this way and then we're working it back this way. And there's no runs in the box. No one's crashing. And again, a part of that is Arsenal's strength. When we did attack the box, they were able to clear it away and take care of it. But the other part is Ryan Mason is legitimately coaching these players. And now I know y'all are going to say, oh, Jacob is Ryan Mason. He's the fucking mole. He is the fucking problem. He's just waiting for his goddamn promotion. Every 2 years, Ryan Mason get a job promotion. Fuck Ryan Mason. There's a video of him with the ball, and he's showing our players, when you're crossing it in the box, don't even look up. Just fucking swing it in there. Don't even check. He'll be there. And he's not. And that's what Brennan Johnson's doing repeatedly. So who do I blame? That's also on Ainge for allowing Ryan Mason on the pitch in training to fucking say that. Don't even look, just swinging in the box. Shut up. Look up, just a real quick glance.
I think my team did.
Let me just say one thing, because we do have to get as well Lewis and Shikh's opinions. Look, my thing is the following. When you look at that Spurs side, there's something missing, whether it be creativity, whether it be goal scoring, regardless what it is. But every time there is a time for a final pass or a final delivery or a cross or some shit like that, someone messes it up. And that's the problem with Tottenham Hotspur. And I get why people say Ainge out, and I get why people defend Ainge, because both are right. At a point in time where everyone's under-delivering, you can look at the manager. I accept that. That's fair. But when you look at a team,
he accepts
that
it as
there
well.
is such a lack of quality, then it comes back to the same old conversation. Daniel Levy. That's what it comes back to. Because this summer, with all due respect, okay, Solanke for 65 million, 70 million, 60 million, whatever it is, 55 million. He's a good player for me personally, but we have to wait and see on him. You look at Bergvall, you look at Archie Gray, you look at the summer that they just had. I think whoever is in charge at Tottenham Hotspur and says, let's spend money on player X and player Y, someone need to get him in a room and slap some sense into him, because it's just not normal. This football club, by far out of everyone in the panel, and even though we have a Chelsea fan, by far of everyone in the panel have wasted the most money on shit. Like with Lewis, there's players that we have to wait and see, which everyone accepts. Fair enough. There are players that will deliver. There are players who have
wasted the most money on trash.
Yes, Tottenham by far wasted the most money on trash on this whole panel. 50 million Brennan Johnson, 50 million Richarlison, Bergvall, I don't know how much they spent.
So why was I in a heated argument here in July about Spurs having a better starting 11 than us? Wait. Because I'm hearing all of this, but like I remember having a massive argument with the two of you guys about Spurs having a better starting 11 than us.
No,
listen,
I still thought
that's
starting 11 than you. But all I'm talking about right now is this.
Okay, Egal, what about you?
If you could share
By
this.
the way, I predicted
Egal. Do Spurs still have a better starting 11 than us?
I thought their players were better than they were. Maybe.
No, what about now?
They still have a better back line than you. It's just their attacking.
No, that squad.
You have a better squad. Nobody said that. It's just a starting 11. Well,
starting 11. So they still have a better starting 11 than us.
I still think they have a better starting 11 than you when fit.
Oh,
let me
God
show
bless
you.
you.
This is the money that they spent in 2023-24. They spent 272 million. Then last summer they spent 148 million euros. How is it that they're spending this much money?
Look at this. Habibi, Odebert, Archie Gray, Bergvall, all these forget Solanke because he still might come good. We don't know. But the others, I'll be honest with you, you could take that money, and if me, Shikh, Lewis, and Egal were in a room wearing suits, getting paid a lot of money by Tottenham Hotspur, we could make better decisions.
Let me see the other one.
I'll be so honest with you. I'd go sign Manu Kone. I'd go sign like Ederson from Atalanta. That's the midfield problem sorted. I'd go sign creative wingers. It's so weird, bro. It's actually
who's
so
this though?
weird.
Who are these guys? Like at the bottom.
Alejo Veliz. He's the guy, the striker, the Argentinian striker.
Never seen him play for them.
He's played like a couple of games here and there.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, Lewis, what are you saying on the Spurs game?
I'm just disgusted that I had to have an argument about our squad being better than Spurs or not. Look at the fucking state of them. You man being deadly serious. And we even still did the double over them with that fraudulent Satanist in charge. And people are still acting like Spurs have a better squad than us. It is fucking ridiculous. Their mentality is gone. Well, it's never even arrived in the first place. And they are so easy to predict, which is why I said even in spite of the injuries, Arsenal weren't out of this game. All they had to do was just do the same thing that they did last season, and that's exactly what they did. Score from set pieces and hit them on the break, because Tottenham are just going to do the exact same thing over and over and over again. And acting like their fucking midfield and attack and everything's better than us. It's actually ridiculous, some of the gaslighting that I see. They are an absolute mess, and they've even carried this form in from last season. These men have lost 7 out of their last 11 Prem games. They have 1 win in 4, 13 wins in 32. And we're acting like this garbage is better than us. Are you taking the piss? Like, Tottenham are Tottenham. Everything I say about Spurs, I've been saying for the last 20 years. In my entire lifetime watching Tottenham, I've been saying the same thing on repeat. These men are only there to prop up Arsenal and Chelsea and to make them look good. And it's just yet another example of it today, because it was just the easiest game plan for Arsenal. Sit back, because all Spurs are going to do is blindly cross from the wings and just tippy-tappy the ball around from the middle. And they also just don't have the personnel to play the football that Ange wants. It's just, as much as I can understand that for Ange, he also needs to adapt to the players that he has, because they're just not good enough to play his style of football. And he doesn't do it. So either you rebuild the squad or you just get rid of Ange. It's one way or the other. You got to figure that one out. But in terms of Arsenal, like I said, these men had to win this game if they were serious about winning the league title, because boo-hoo, injuries cry more. You play 2 games a week. You've been in this position before. Get over it and go win the game. You guys won the game. Good. You did what you're meant to do. Now go to Man City, and if you're serious, you'll go and get a result there too. Tottenham are fucking Tottenham. They're fucking
A result
scrubs.
draw,
I'm not
you mean,
surprised
right?
by this at all. What?
Draw, it would be good for them.
I mean, it wouldn't be bad for them. Either
We're going
or.
there to win,
Either
bro.
or.
We're going there wanting to
No,
win.
we'll see.
Egal, please
We'll
don't
see.
start this. I beg
But
you.
for me, more it's just that this notion that
we gotta
Tottenham
show
are a better
everybody.
squad than us is
Everyone should take
genuinely
control.
insulting. It's genuinely insulting.
Although I
I
agree with you.
predicted Spurs to finish 9th, below Brighton in 8th. So I've taken that shit back long ago, because these guys showed me their true colors. So I just fucking gave up on them. I'm like, yep, I've taken that back. I put Spurs below Brighton, Lewis. I'm not even doing Spurs v Chelsea anymore.
Yeah.
They're just see all this Madison hype, all these fucking shit players.
When we beat them at the Bridge with 14 injuries and the bench that was probably worse than the one Arsenal pulled out yesterday, yeah, it's done. This ain't no derby, it's pest control. We duppy them at home, we duppy them away, that's it.
Yo,
Shikh?
Yeah, I pretty much agree with like everyone on the panel. I think there's no better game to give you a realization of where you are as a club than a derby like this, going into one of the first 4 games in the season. Spurs were just not good enough. Arsenal were definitely there for the taking, not having Rice, not having Odegaard, not having creative players, and obviously a big signing like Rice too in that game. Spurs just didn't show up, and I exactly know what Jacob feels like to lose a rival game like this. We just lost one last week, and yeah, just
No, you don't know what Jacob feels like. It's way worse for you.
it is way worse for us. But it's like,
brother.
If I won 2 trophies in the last
tell
2
you the
years, I
difference.
would be giving everyone the bird still. Oh.
no. But this is the thing. I'll tell you the
Yes, that
difference.
is-
Oh, you're not used to it.
There,
I know.
we didn't have
I'm
like
desperate.
let's say Husam Mo Salah wasn't playing or something like that, or Van Dijk wasn't playing in that game. We'd probably have some sort of confidence, even though a lot of us don't have confidence in Ten Hag and stuff like that. But this game, you don't have Odegaard, you don't have Rice, which are 2 pivotal players. I think you would look at this game as one that they could take, and the game itself said it. They lost through a goal from a set piece, and yeah, just Spurs didn't show up. I think this whole meltdown that Spurs fans are having over Ange it's honestly understandable. This is it's the start of the season. You don't know what they're.
Tell me why it's understandable, Sheikh. I want to get your opinion, honestly, because you don't even hate Tottenham or anything. They're not your rival. So why do you think it's understandable?
It's because you're, second season, the season that you had under Ange the first year, where yes, you finished 5th, right? And injuries and signings and stuff like that, it didn't go wherever. But the second season is always that type of season where you look forward to progression. That's what we had with Ten Hag too. Like we finished with a trophy, finished top 4. We wanted him to go in the summer and make signings to improve onto the team and improve onto the squad, and obviously establish like a style of play. It's kind of the same thing with Spurs, but the meltdown is there because you don't see that vision, or you don't see that direction from them as a club. They feel like I feel like they feel like they have the same problem. Some Spurs fans, obviously, Jacob still thinks that Ange is the person for the job. Which, like you said too, I don't think either side is wrong. I just feel like it's understandable that this meltdown is there, is because you just lost to your rivals, Arsenal. It's also the way that you did. Context in the game, them not having their two best players, and the way that you performed performance-wise too. Like Toothless, the way that you said it too, is something like they had nothing going forward for them, to be honest. And it's worrying. If anything, it's worrying to have this type of performance against your rival in the start of the season is worrying. And you look at your bench and squad depth and stuff too, and there's nothing really that there's no one really that you can bring on that could change, this season or a game in particular. So it's worrying, but I understand it. I don't know what the rest of the season is to be told for Spurs. I'm not even sure where I had them to predict, to be honest. It was probably 6th or 7th, to be honest. But this is, even players too. Maddison just not good enough. It's been a while since people have been on Maddison's case as well. And game week after week, he's showing it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with Spurs. But yeah, it's not a good performance from them at all in the North London derby.
Big up my guy Karim, who says, Lewis, another Estevao goal yesterday is going to be great for Chelsea. Most GA since Neymar at 17. He's the only
25, 26. We'll be there.
He's the only wonder kid you signed that I'm actually worried about. I'll be so honest with you. The rest,
Oh, you actually are nice.
yeah, that guy he's definitely he's gonna be it. But one thing I will say is it depends if he can translate it in the English game. But he definitely has all the talent to do so. So that's one kid right there that's gonna be a problem in the Premier League. It's just about replicating it. That's it. But other than that, he's
got to bulk up a bit too.
Yeah, he's that's another thing. Very talented, but they will push him around in this league, so he does need to bulk up. You get me? Message me, Estevao, I'll help you. You get me? Let's go. Just send me some of that 8-year contract money. Anyway, big up to you, Karimi. Big up to you, Hamad. Thank you so much for the super chats. Big up to all of you guys. Listen, for all the people who do all these conspiracies. Oh my God, Husam is delaying the Liverpool section. It's literally a North London derby. Get a grip. Anyway, make sure guys are all liking. Make sure guys are all subscribing. We are 8 subscribers away from 35.85k. Let's get there together, Habibis. So please like the video. Please subscribe. And subscribe to all these guys' channels. Egal Talks Football, Carefree Lewis G, Shikh TV, and United Spurs of America. All are in the chat. Make sure guys go subscribe to all of them. Let's get to 300 likes ASAP. I see all the mods pushing as well. So keep pushing the likes. Keep getting involved in the chat. Big up to Karimi and to Hamad for the super chats. And listen, I know we said there's going to be a change of rules this season in which the loser doesn't wait till everyone speaks. But the reason why I'm going to let you guys speak first is because people have already heard my opinions on the game, my thoughts on the game, obviously on my channel. I've done a couple of videos on them. So I want to hear the rival perspective, your opinions on them. And I will start with Lewis, since he has sent me 500 show pictures. You get me? Talk to me about the Liverpool Forest game, brother.
Yeah. Shout out to Hudson-Odoi, first and foremost. Cho way or no way, every single time, my G. But in terms of this game, it's just funny. Just really funny, if anything, because a lot of Liverpool fans, I won't even really say you included, but a lot of Liverpool fans started drinking the Kool-Aid early of 3 or 4 games. It's a long season. It's a fucking long season. And you got a new manager. Even that Satanist we had last year lost to Forest at home very early on. It's the same thing that happened with Slot. They're a very frustrating team to deal with. They stuck to their tactics. They defended well. Their fullbacks just locked down your wingers. Like, what's his name? The Alex Moreno guy had Salah in his back pocket all game. Ola Aina as well, another Cobham graduate. Shout out to Ola Aina. Did his job on the left-hand side too. Your wingers, your fullbacks struggled. Really struggled. I think Trent had some good service in the first half, at least, typically. Connor Bradley, that brother got burned. He got terrorized by Hudson-Odoi on the right-hand side. Same thing with Robertson, with Alanga when he came on as well. The attack, meaty. Like, if it ain't Salah, it ain't really anybody, and it definitely weren't fucking Salah, on Saturday, because he lost the ball more times than anybody else in both teams yesterday. Both teams. More dispossessions, poor crosses, poor decision-making, poor everything. When I say this is his worst performance in a Liverpool shirt, I don't think so. This is just what usually happens when Liverpool lose and Salah doesn't get GNA, because respectfully, his game is heavily dependent on that. And of course, he's very fucking good at it. He's generational when it comes to those numbers. But when they dry up, shit, I don't really know what else he's adding in that regard. Sobozai, we might have to start having a conversation about the amount of money you spent on this guy, because what the fuck, bruv? What was it? 70 mil? 70 mil on this guy? Like, for what? For what? Hair flicks and like shots that go above the bar constantly, dispossessions, poor decision making with passes, either just giving the ball away too easily or holding on to it for so long that the attack dies. What the fuck was that spending about? That's one that I want to see going around a little bit more. But shout out to Nottingham Forest first and foremost, because they did really well throughout the 90 minutes. They kept to their strategy, they kept to their tactics, and it worked. They flooded the midfield. Liverpool looked confused. It's kind of given like the lower teams in the league an idea of how they should try to set up against Liverpool. But also, it's not really anything that you can overly gas too much, because it is only match day 4. It's 3 wins and a loss. It's just a nice little drag back down to reality. A nice little drag back down to remember it is still phase 1 slot. It isn't all done yet. And the good thing is you already know that as well. I'm preaching to the choir on that one. That's for the rest of the Liverpool fans. But you got to look at that attack a little bit, because if it ain't Mo Salah, it ain't anybody else. And that is very worrying, because if these men choose to sit back against you in the future, don't know what you lot are doing. Shout out to Chodo. He owns Anfield. And yeah, that's me done.
I'm going to go next. I'm just going to tell you guys.
Actually, slot subs were shit as well. His subs were shit.
Yeah. As I said on the Football Terrace, and I said on my own channel, you guys got giggity after 3 games. Very giggity. And bro, you tried to tell your fans to chill. Stop getting too excited. We need to see how it plays out. Don't talk about this right now. Let's wait. But no, they had to come out here and start tweeting about, oh, we win our next 2 games, we're going to be 8 points ahead of Arsenal. How'd that work out for you? Because it's very silly, some of the stuff that some of the takes I've been hearing. Also, to talk about your attack, I'm just going to show you something, Husam. Did you know that outside of Mo Salah, guess who had the most touches in the opponent's box for Liverpool? Please tell me.
Who?
Just guess.
Conor Bradley?
No, I'm talking about a Liverpool player. Outside of Mo Salah, which player the outfield players had the most touches in the opponent's box? I think you won't be able to get it. Just one guess. Who do you think it is?
Szoboszlai?
Virgil van Dijk had 5 touches. He was the second highest touches in the opponent's box after Mo Salah. None of your attackers had more touches than Van Dijk in the opponent's box, and he had 2 shots. Outside of Jota, Salah, and Szoboszlai, he had the second most. He was actually tied for the second most shots in your team, and they were both probably from set pieces. Bro, your attack was not penetrating at all. And yes, if you got a couple chances here and there, you were not clinical. Today, on that day, if Mo Salah wasn't delivering, no one was delivering for you guys. And it just goes to show that maybe after 1 or 2 games, teams now have a little bit more of a scouting report on you. They can try to figure out what you're doing. And don't be like Ange. You guys, Arnie Slot is probably going to try to figure it out. And it's going to change. You're going to have to change it up. You cannot get found out after 3 games. And you know what? It's your first loss of the season. But what's crazy is it's your first loss at Anfield. Like, usually you don't lose at Anfield. Van Dijk has only lost 3 games in the whole time he's been in the Premier League. 101 games. He's only lost 3 times. That is surprising. So I'm not going to give you guys too much stick, but the attacking side of things, you are supposed to have the most potent attack out of all of the teams in the league. Yes, Man City have Haaland and Foden and these guys, but the rest of their players are not as highly rated as some of your attackers. You're supposed to have the best attacking unit, you know what I mean? Based on the money invested in your attack. And we're not seeing that. And it's big questions. We need to see what happens. I'm not going to get too much on your defense or your midfield or anything like that. These kind of games happen where you end up losing, but you need to look at your attack and say to themselves, what the hell's going on? Because you cannot be at Anfield at home and have Virgil van Dijk be the second player with the most touches in the opponent's box. You basically had no penetration for the whole 90 minutes. And that is not down to somebody's finishing. That's just down to the game plan not being able to create good quality chances. And that is where I'm going to say to you guys, where are your big chances? What happened to Liverpool, who was scoring 5-6 at the beginning of last season?
What happened is something that both you and Lewis already said. The problem that Liverpool have, and this is the thing that I've mentioned 100 times, our playmaker and our goal scorer is the same person. You know who the only person who can relate to this? Lewis. The guy that scored the goals and the guy that gets the assists is the same guy. This is the problem. Yep. So that's why if they have a bad game, it's rare that someone else steps up. This is the shit that people just don't get it. It's not even about me overpraising Mo and saying he's blah, blah, blah. Mo last season, most big chances created in the entirety of the league. Most assists for Liverpool, most goals for Liverpool. The problem with him is if he has a bad game, then no one else is scoring because he's not assisting them. And he's not scoring himself because he's having a bad game. And then we're screwed. This is the issue. Like,
I've got some questions for you, Husam.
I will. But at Old Trafford, the 3 goals, he assisted 2 and he scored 1. Ipswich, 1 goal, 1 assist. Brentford, 1 assist. Like, people need to understand this is the guy. If he has a bad game, then the entirety of the front 3 just stink. And for me, one of the people that stank yesterday was Szoboszlai. I'll be so honest with you, Lewis is spot on Szoboszlai. I called him the handsome Henderson in my review because this guy, listen.
Nice.
When it comes, I hate when people change their energy. That's one thing I cannot stand. In the summer, the entirety of my fan base, this is the season where Szoboszlai will cook. Slot plays with a 10, blah, blah, blah. And sorry for the PTSD, Lewis. You know what they're saying now? He's a defensive 10. Bro, they're doing Mason Mount stuff. They're already doing Mason Mount stuff.
That's what we heard for the Greyhound last year.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. They're saying that. They used to say that for Mason Mount as well. I remember. I never forget. This is the same stuff that they said for him as well. So I'm just not hearing it, to be honest with you, at all. I'm not interested in any of this BS. He has to
calling someone a deep-lying goalkeeper. Like, what the fuck?
He's saying defensive 10. The hell is a defensive 10? He hasn't created anything the whole game yesterday. And he was dog shit as well. So, yeah. Yes, Jacob, what's questions you have?
How much was Luis Diaz? How much y'all spend on him?
I think 40.
I don't think he was that
Diogo
much.
Jota. About the same? 40-ish?
No, less. Jota was like 30.
That was a steal. What about
37
Darwin
million.
Núñez?
Oh, that's the worst one. 64 million.
60? Yeah, 60.
Oh, was that it?
Yeah, but he didn't activate any add-ons because he's shit, innit? So how did he activate?
So, wait, you guys
Like
had like
75.
30 million in add-ons.
Yeah, he hasn't activated any of them because he's crap.
What about Cody Gakpo?
Gakpo was cheap as well. I think he was like 30.
Okay. So what would you say? Rough math, about 200 million on attackers? I didn't even mention Sabitzelai because I see him as an 8, and y'all always use him as a 10. When you literally have a 10 in McAllister that you just, I don't know, force in the 8. That's what Slot gets for being a bald fraud.
You say 200 million on ineffective forwards?
How?
That's
200 million.
I said close to 200 million.
Close to. Okay, cool.
Because Noodles and Diaz, that's 100. 30, 30. And then what'd you say for the other one? That's
so it's like 30, about 40
it's
for
like
Diaz.
170, 180 million. I said less than 200 million for
200
conversation's
million.
sake, but
Yes.
I'm sure we could do the actual. Close, in and around 200 million on attackers.
If you include Chiesa, it's 200 million. Spot on.
Now, all that you can't
cool.
blame on Arne Slot,
Noted.
though, either. Because he didn't bring in anyone but Chiesa, and you know that wasn't his first choice. I think he just came in and he said, okay, thanks for the job. And they'll be like, we'll take care of the other stuff. And he said, cool. And to me, this is just a bump in the road, really. You ain't conceded a goal in 3 games, and you conceded 1 off the first shot on target, I believe, from Nottingham Forest. It's just a lapse in ability for that moment, and then a lapse of mentality at home, which to me is the bigger red flag. The fact that it was at home, that brings everybody hope now. Now everybody's thinking, I can go to Anfield and get something now. Look at Forest. Nuno Espirito Santos, who made us all so proud at Tottenham Hotspur. He did it yet again to make sure we weren't the only losers this weekend. So big up Nuno for that. But I mean, if Nuno can do it with Forest, everybody in the league is probably licking their lips thinking I can get some at Anfield now, which is not something a lot of people were saying 2 years ago, 3 years ago. So to me, that's the one thing I would say I would be alarmed with as a Liverpool fan, but I wouldn't be alarmed with Arne Slot, his tactics, or him changing it up, or don't be like Ainge. You know, I know all the scare tactics, Chicken Little Skyman, you know, skies falling type people will try and say, oh, you got to ring the alarm bells. He's doing this. You got to let him instill his philosophy one way or the other. Now, he's doing a gentle transition. It wasn't a complete dive from Conte ball to Ainge ball. But eventually he's going to implement things how he wants them to be. And I just think that for Liverpool fans, I wouldn't be too concerned if I was one of y'all, because this is a manager. You're going to have these matches where you should have won, where you should have drew, and you just didn't. The only part that is alarming is it's at Anfield and the amount of money you spent on forwards. That's just, again, I go back to the club. How can I blame Levy if you can't blame FSG, right? Because you're spending 200 million, but clearly on what's not working, or players that have quality but maybe don't fit the system you're trying to play. And, you know, that's something that they're going to have to work out. But for me, yeah, man, I wouldn't be too concerned. I'll be pissed about the loss, obviously, and you got to hold the players accountable. But at the same time, I don't think it's an indication of Arne Slot's success or failures.
Yeah, but I'm not blaming Arne Slot for this game. I'm blaming the players underperforming. The one thing I will blame him for is he never switched the style or the system. That's the thing that I have a problem with, because we just had no creativity whatsoever. Taking off player X, putting on player Y does not mean that you're suddenly going to start creating chances. That's just not how football works. You have to switch it up a little bit, change the way that you play. And every time Gravenberg got the ball, he was my man of the match for Liverpool. Every time he got the ball towards the end when we were trying to win the game, he's doing this. Like, where is everyone? Can I find the passing lane? It was like a donut hole. It's just empty in the middle. Just nothing there. And everyone just flocked to the front to try score goals, but there was no creativity whatsoever. Serious lack of cohesion. And I think the substitutes did make us weaker. Because Diaz deserved to stay on.
Mm-hmm. But I think it's two different reasons that led to that, in my opinion. I think when you are in your first year, this is what I always said with Ainge Postecoglou. People took the piss out of me for it, but I maintained my belief in it. If you're your first year and you're trying to like really have a go at building something, to me, I put more importance on a consistency to philosophy rather than an adaptation to circumstance. Now, the players on the pitch, bombing forward, getting in dangerous areas, trying to score the goal, do it all themselves, hero ball, that could be something Arne Slot, or that could be them trying to impress Arne Slot. There's a lot of different factors, because you've got players like Cody Gakpo. I guarantee he wants to be starting. I guarantee Darwin Núñez wants to be starting. Now, when you try hard, sometimes you try too hard and you break the damn thing. But I just think this is just one of those fucking wrinkles in the sheets, man. It'll get ironed out. Also, you got to the second part to that. I just remember my second point was you got to use players in the right position. I think Szoboszlai should not be your most forward advanced midfielder. I think that should be McAllister. He did it well at Brighton. So that's just
it comes down to personnel. And the issue is if you play Szoboszlai deeper than McAllister, then they're defensively going to be a liability on that side of the pitch.
Yeah. My thoughts on the performance, for Liverpool. Obviously, first of all, football can be a very humbling experience. Obviously, last week they won 3-0 and they're losing to Forest 1-0 this week. But with that being said, on a serious note, I agree with Jacob. I think Liverpool will be okay. It's the fourth game of the season. It's still going to take time for Arne Slot to get familiar with the starting lineup, and also for these players to play for this manager too. That game was definitely an example of if Salah is not creating and scoring, then who's doing the job? And we knew these issues were there prior to that too. Like Husam talks about it all the time. You could argue the summer transfer window not strengthening in certain positions, that also could play a part in maybe why performances like this could occur in the rest of the season. But I think it's just a blimp in this season for you guys, to be honest. And yeah, like as much as I'm happy as a United fan,
love everyone twerking for us. Let's go.
It's not. It's just honestly, that's just what.
You know why? Because Liverpool are a scary team, and you're all worried that you say too much shit, and then next week we beat Bournemouth 5-0, and then I come back and I go like, remember what you said last week?
No, but bro,
no, it's just because we can acknowledge that it's just one game.
Yeah,
bro, no one knows
reactionary.
No, I don't think people.
And if you don't beat Bournemouth,
there's not enough of a sample size.
about
If we
scamming
don't
a
beat
victory.
Milan, I'm shitting it. Never mind.
One second, Husam. There's not enough
Mm.
of a sample size to cook Liverpool because you yourself, your expectations are not unrealistic like some of your fans. If you were sitting here saying some crazy shit, then we'd go.
Yeah,
for
if
you
Ryan
personally.
was here, different story. Different story.
Bro,
Yeah.
I told people from the start. You know what it is? I've been having a fight with my fan base because people don't get it. They say I'm twerking for Arsenal because they say Arsenal are better than us. Yeah, they finished above us 2 years in a row.
You shaking it a little bit.
But here,
we
but
are
listen,
better
no,
than
no.
him.
No, 1 second. Without fighting, purely logical. They finished above us twice, right? So last season they finished second, we finished third. So their starting position anyway is better than us. They signed Moreno, Calafiori, Sterling. We signed Chiesa. How am I gonna be better than them? By definition, how?
No,
How
but
is
like also, I don't see how like Arsenal are winning the league unless they just prove it on the pitch.
But you've heard my
Because like with Liverpool, it's like you guys didn't have a great window. With Arsenal, like they didn't address the striker position. They still got the same questions about their attack.
They didn't address the striker.
They still have the same questions about their depth.
They didn't address the striker position, but they addressed the left back position and the DM position, and at least they got a winger who could.
Yeah, but like defense was always their strongest point anyway.
It's
Yes,
they still have their weakness.
Lewis,
We needed
we're
a
down
DM, a left
three
back, and a
midfielders.
centre back. We signed a forward.
Bro, we're
with
down
no
three
legs.
midfielders. We went to Northern Derby and won.
It's Tottenham.
We were down three
More on Tottenham.
midfielders.
More on Tottenham.
It's Tottenham.
No, but my point is more about the depth. You said
The
something
fuck?
about depth. We were down three midfielders. We still have Partey and Jorginho on the bench, bro.
It's not too bad, to be honest. It's everything else with the attack more, if anything. Yeah, maybe not the midfield. Maybe not the midfield. But even then, like, that's why I still don't think you're winning the league. Now, I'll retract the midfield depth thing, but the attack, no.
I think we win the league based on our defensive prowess, not that
Same.
attack.
That's it.
Listen,
No, I won't write it off.
everyone's saying,
But your
everyone's
biggest
saying
thing was that you had to get a striker, and you didn't
bro,
address it.
Everyone's saying
Yes.
you need a 20
Bro,
goal
these guys
season
are doing
striker.
Simeone ball.
If we
So-
spread the goals around, and we also have that equalizer, which is the set pieces, I think we're good.
No, the set pieces you have, but again, like, you're asking a lot. You're asking a lot in terms of the attack. So I don't know. Because at least City, they've got the defense, they've got the midfield, they've got the
Bro,
defense, and they've
City's
got the
defense is not
forward.
better than ours. Their attack is better than ours. We went the whole opposite way. We're
But
trying to
even
win
then,
the
it's not necessarily by such a big margin.
bro. We're trying to make sure we don't concede a goal at all. Let's see if our attack loses a game because we can't score a goal. At least we're gonna draw. I'm not seeing us going out there and having.
Bro,
situations.
you've been in too many title races to say at least we got a draw in anything.
No. Lewis, you completely misunderstood what I'm saying. I said you're focused so much on our attack, you're ignoring our strength is our defense.
No, I literally said your strength is your defense. That's why you should have prioritized the attack.
No, you don't go and try to outscore City. You try to beat them by having a better defense.
I'm not saying outscore City. I'm saying
They
more
have
goals against
Erling
everyone
Haaland.
else.
They have Erling Haaland who scored 9 goals already. Long story short, if you're gonna try to beat Man City, you're not gonna go toe to toe with them offensively. You're gonna have to try to find another way to beat them. And I think the best way to beat them
why not? Why can't you strengthen your attack and try to go toe to toe with them going forward
because
as
when
well?
you're trying to beat somebody, you're trying to beat them at their weakness. You're not trying to beat them at their strength. I think City's strength is their attack, and I think City where they can get got at is that they're not as defensively minded as they used to be.
But you're talking it like you're playing City itself throughout the
I'm
season. No, you
talking
played
about
them
winning
twice,
the
same as
goddamn
everyone else.
league. I'm talking about winning the league. We don't need to play amazing attacking football to beat a majority of the teams lower down the table. It's the top teams at the top of the league.
I'm not even saying that. I
We
just
need
think
to
you
worry
need a
about.
bagsman that guarantees you 20, 25
And
plus.
guess what?
I
Guess
agree.
what? Tottenham bought
Just need a
a
forward.
striker. They're not in a better situation.
With
You invested in a
Solanke.
striker. You invested in a striker.
I'm talking about you getting Glockeres, getting
Liverpool invest-
Oshimen
Let me finish my
potentially,
point.
not
My point
Solanke.
is- My point is who? Because we've seen numerous teams in the top 6 invest in forwards and them not deliver. I don't want to invest in a forward for the sake of investing in a forward.
So you wouldn't have taken Oshimen, you wouldn't have taken Gyökeres.
I
You
would
wouldn't have taken Tony.
1 second. I would have taken Gyökeres, but Osimhen, no.
Okay, so there was a striker that you would have taken because he would have guaranteed you more goals.
But guess what? They didn't want to get that deal done. I'm not going to sit here and tell
Which
you-
is why I
I'm
don't
not
see
gonna
you
sit
winning the
here-
league because you
I'm
didn't
not gonna
sort out
sit
your
here-
attack.
I'm not going to sit here and do hypotheticals. I'm just going to tell you the logic behind what we're doing. The logic behind what we're doing.
I hear it
is-
defensively best in the league. Cool. I'm not arguing
Yeah.
against
And bro,
your
what do you
defense.
win-
I'm
what do you win the
saying you
league
should
on?
have
What do you
strengthened
win
on
the
your
league on?
attack.
What do you win the league on? You win the league on your defense. You don't always win the league
And
based on your attack.
so it's not on attack at all. You don't need a strike. You don't need anyone that could get you 20-25. Guaranteed.
Not if you spread the goals around and you have 15 goals here, 15 goals there, 10 goals there, 10, 5 from the defenders. Like you don't
You're
really
saying you're
need
going to
to
get
have-
15 from Martinelli. You're going to get 15, 20 from Havertz. You should still expect more from Havertz with him being your
I don't know
90.
I don't know how it's going to be spread, but I know at the end of the season I'm going to have 90 plus goals in the league. And that's going to be from everyone total. Just because you don't have one player scoring 20 doesn't mean you have a bad attack. It just means you score a different way. But we're here cooking Liverpool, and you turn it about. Somehow it turned into Arsenal.
Oh, so we want to deflect away. Okay, cool. I still don't see you lot winning the league because you
I
didn't get
just
the
said
right
for at
attackers.
least we just said for like 4 minutes. Are we going to stay on it for the rest of the video? What else do you need to hear, bro?
I mean, I'm not the host. It's up to the host.
We didn't go and buy a striker. I asked you who. You said Gyökeres. Fair enough.
Gyökeres, Tony, Osimhen.
It's fair
Tony
enough.
was literally there till deadline day, and neither of our clubs moved.
But guess what? I still back this team to go win. I'm not going to sit here and make excuses for a striker at the end of the season. I believe this team is good enough to get us over the line.
So no excuse if you guys don't win.
One second, and I believe the player of the season is going to be a defender. I think Gabriel I think Saliba is going to be the player of the season in the Premier League this year, and we're going to have our defense. If you win the league, our defensive record is going to be up there with Chelsea's.
What, the 15 goals conceded?
Well, we might get close. You never know.
Well, with all the hype about your defense, you had better, because that's the only way I would guarantee that you could potentially go for the title. As of now, I still think City win the league earlier than they did last season.
Find out this weekend when we shut down Erling Haaland.
That's what I was about to say. Would you believe it if they stop Haaland from scoring?
Haaland,
bro, I expect that City game to be 0-0 already.
But
that game's going to be fucking awful.
Even if it is a 0-0, though, I get Lewis's point. What is the difference between the performance this year and last year? Because last year, what did we criticize Arsenal for? For why did you go to the Etihad and get a point when you should be going there to win the game? I think that's what Lewis is trying to say, is that you didn't sign a forward or get an attacker that would take you to those places, and when you would go to those places to win the game, rather than just get a point. Because defensively last year you were
even
good.
What your greatest manager said. Because when your greatest manager went away to the Emirates and went away to Highbury and went away to Stamford Bridge and even Anfield when we were crap, he would always play defensive. This is normal. Since when is a point that he had a bad result?
But here's the thing. Even then, like, there was always a bagsman within the team.
Yes.
Always. And when we did that and we defended them, we didn't have a bagsman. Guess what? We didn't win no league because we didn't have a bagsman.
Bro, don't sit here and act like you didn't have friggin' what do you call it? Drogba basically not scoring that many goals and you're still winning the league. He wasn't.
Frank Lampard was getting 20 league goals for like 9 seasons in a row.
Okay, so a midfielder. He's not a striker. You're talking about.
He's a bagsman. I said get a bagsman.
So we have Bukayo Saka, and he's gonna get 20 plus.
20 plus goals in the league.
Yeah, he could do that easy.
Okay.
Fair
enough. We'll see on that one.
Fair enough.
We'll see on that
Anyways, right now, I think when you say stuff like cowardice against City, you guys need to realize that we did not lose the league based on our performances versus the top 6. We lost the league based on our performances versus the Fulhams and the West Hams. I don't think this comes down to one game. We need to look over the whole 38-game season and look at where Arsenal dropped silly points. And it wasn't away at the Etihad getting a point. Getting a point away at the Etihad I think is a good point. Especially
it's a good point. This is the thing that Red Line saying. It's Tottenham. What happened to Arsenal will lose to Spurs. Rivals need to stop shitting on Arsenal for no reason. It's boring. I agree with this. Listen, for me personally, winning away at Spurs.
I never said they'll lose to Spurs, so that's not relevant to me.
Yeah, I don't think that's aimed at you. When it comes to going away to Spurs, the fact that they had no Odegaard, no Rice, and they went and won the game, that's only a testament to how good Arsenal are. That's just the fact. Guys, Arsenal are a good team.
Both ways, and also Tottenham.
Yeah, I know. Of course, that is true, but it still is a rivalry, so you expect them to turn up to some point. So the fact that they went there, no Rice, no Odegaard, and won the game.
You underestimate how shit their mentality is. And also, Saka's highest goal scoring season in the league was 16, so he should be getting 20 if he's progressing. We'll see.
It's a possibility, to be fair.
Are you going to Champions League, by the way?
No, that's Premier League stats. It was just Premier League stats.
That impressed you, didn't it?
No. If he's developing, then he should be getting 20. That would be the trajectory. So
no, but you're
we will
surprised
see.
it was 16 in the first place. That's what I'm saying.
I thought it would have been the lower 10s. Getting into 16 is like, okay, cool. Right progression, get another 4. We'll see.
I wouldn't be surprised if Havertz gets over 15 goals also.
I mean, for all of the hype, he'd better.
Hey, we're going to talk about your club in a second.
Fairs. And speaking of, you get me now, we can finally get a happy Lewis. Big up to all of you guys. Like the video, Habibis, subscribe. Everyone, please keep getting involved in the chat. Big up to Redline and Teranga. Big up to Hamad. Big up to Karimi for the super chats. Big up to all of you guys. Guys, hit the like button. We're 50 likes away from 300. Let us get there. So, people, Chelsea, they beat Bournemouth. You get me? The shock result of the weekend. You know, Lewis.
That was the shock result of the weekend. Are you sure about that?
Listen, we've just finished our section, innit? Hit the like button.
Yeah, you walked into that one, bruv.
So anyway, talk to me, Lewis, about Chelsea winning.
What an attack. Well, what options we had in the attack, because that's what saved us, if anything. First off was a bit of a mess structurally. Like, there was just nothing in the middle going forward, which meant that the ball just barely ever got into the final third. And when it did, it was just a disjointed mess. Shout out to Caicedo, my midfielder, yet again dominating. Shout out to Robert Sanchez as well, who is starting to come into form a little bit. This is his 3rd good game in a row for us. Who else? Cucurella, I thought, had a good match. Then the rest was just the substitutions. So first off, there really wasn't a lot to flex in that match. We were just lucky to even get there at 0-0. I said at that point, if we get a goal, I will take it and run. And that's exactly what we did. So I don't care about anyone saying that the performance wasn't good or anything. If that was Liverpool, if that was City, if that was Arsenal, I'd hear stuff of champions. Oh, they've grafted out a victory and all of that crap. Big up to the depth that we had. Jadon Sancho. What a cameo. What a sensational cameo, because every single decision that this brother made was correct. And all I need this guy to do is replicate that. And if that's the case, no one talk on our attack, because we are going to be creating a fuck ton of chances. If we don't finish it, then we're going to start looking at the forwards, because if we got Sancho, Palmer, potentially Nkunku either in the 10 or up top, there's no reason why we shouldn't be bagging goals. And the question is just going to go back towards the defense. Now, I think Colwell's actually starting to build himself into form a little bit as well. He had another good game too, so shout out to him. Fofana was a bit shakier. Disasi, please don't ever play this guy at right back again. I'm not even writing this guy off. Play him as a centre back if you want to do it. I don't even mind. Don't play this guy as a right back. I don't bring an academy player on for all I care. Push Fofana to the right side and play Tosin in the centre, because even he had a good cameo when he came on too. No more Disasi at right back. Forget all of that. But it just came down to good game management and good substitutions from Maresca. Man brought on Sancho immediately at halftime. Instant impact. And Nkunku comes on. Could have been a little bit earlier, but he came on and he scored. So I don't care. Bring him on whenever you want, as long as he bags after that. And yeah, just really good to see us flex our attacking muscles again. We're now having positive headaches about the attack at our football club. Where does Nkunku play? Does Jackson start? Will Nkunku play up top over Jackson? Should Palmer play in the middle or on the right? Neto or Jadon Sancho on the left? These are the sorts of headaches that I want to have. So again, I am very, very happy with the result. There were some questions about the performance overall, but we won, so I don't give a damn. And yeah, same energies I heard last season. We won. Smile and be happy. So yeah, I'm happy, guys. Big up, everyone.
You should be happy. You got the win. I'm happy for Sancho. Looking from the outside, looking in.
Yeah, you're welcome, Lewis, for Sancho.
Thank you, genuinely.
That was interesting. Also, I like Nkunku. I think Nkunku is going to do well for you guys. I'm surprised he wasn't as involved in the first couple of games. But the way that you can give Sancho credit for the assist, but let's be honest, Nkunku did a lot of work to get that goal off. And it was a lot of credit to him. And Chelsea, yeah, man, a lot of work still needs to be done at Chelsea. Disasi not that good in the game. Also, Jackson is Jackson. Like, we know what he is. He's just gonna miss chances and mess up at times. But overall, you guys rode your luck. You got the result, and that's all that matters at this point. The performances have to start coming though, or else people will question Maresca. But at this moment in time, early in the season, just get those wins on the board and try to get as high up the table as you can. So later in the season, you don't have to worry about catching up like you did the last 2 seasons.
Trust. We just need to start well, and I think we're improving as well on the start, at least, for what it's worth.
Yeah, you know, it's always going to be an adjustment. It's kind of the same thing I was saying with Slot. Oh, go ahead, Husam. I think my headphones messed up.
Oh, no. Go ahead, Jacob.
No, I was just going to say my little spiel on Chelsea. I said after watching them 2-3 games that I was actually impressed with Maresca. I like the cojones on this gentleman going in front of the press saying, I don't know this guy. Someone come get him. I respect the hell out of that. He knew the mess that he was walking into, and he's already cleaning it up. Now, I don't think that they are perfect just yet. Obviously, like Lewis mentioned, they have different things in the attack that they got to sort out. Yeah, I think there's things. Obviously, look, for me, my biggest thing is you have to just center everything you do going forward around Cole Palmer. You do that, and Kunku will shine, Neto will shine, everyone will shine because the attention will be emphasized on Cole Palmer. Young Player of the Year. I think he's just been massively impressive for everybody to watch. And honestly, they're doing good now, but it's going to be right around match week 15 to 20. That little spell in there when they're playing European matches, they're playing Premier League matches, and you're really in the thick of things, where I think it will be interesting to see. I don't know whether they will be good at it or not, but the mindset of the players really just going with the philosophy even when the cards are against you, because a lot of times you'll see players revert to old habits, players revert to what's safe. You see it all the time when you watch Brennan Johnson, Kulusevski, etc. So it definitely can happen. And you know, I think they've been massively impressive. I think Maresca, for a guy that I kind of had doubts about, as you know, he got promoted with Leicester. Leicester fans didn't even really like him towards the end of that. He finished top of the league. So to me, that speaks something if he was able to just, I think Leeds was in the lead for a long while there, and then them and Ipswich climbed up the table. And you know, for all intents and purposes, it's not a pushover league. You got to be a good manager to excel in that league. You see a lot of good managers now in the Premier League: Eddie Howe, Thomas Frank. You could keep going on and on that are successful in the Championship, and it can translate well to the Premier League. Now you do that with the financial backing and the club popularity and size of a Chelsea. Now you can really get this manager to cook you something nice. You know, that's what I'm saying. The only thing that I would be worried about, I always like to start with good and sprinkle a little bad, because obviously I hope this happens. But you know, the young players, the mindset and egos can sometimes clash when you got two young alpha males trying to establish their dominance. Sometimes they could get a little head heavy, and that's where Pochettino failed Chelsea, in my opinion. But by all intents and purposes, Enzo Maresca comes from the same school as Pep. You got to imagine he's a good man manager as well. So I don't like what I've seen, but this is why I predicted Chelsea as one of the teams we would be trying to chase to finish in the 5-6 area for Tottenham perspective, because I thought that they've improved enough. They have a lot of depth in a lot of areas. You look at their bench comparatively to ours, you got to say Chelsea's got a deeper squad than Tottenham. And so what's stopping them from finishing above us and challenging Aston Villa, or, you know, getting a top 4 run going? I think it's very possible. Obviously, Conference League, I don't know where your fans are at, but I would assume y'all are expecting to win the whole thing. So, you know, the expectations are high. Whoa. Yeah. They need to get their own song. That's Europa's song. They need to get their own. Like,
It's
a Conference League one now. Big up, bro.
Big up. You guys love to twerk for Chelsea. The truth of the matter is they scammed the 3 points. That's the truth. Bournemouth were the much better side. Oh, here we go. So I can't even state my opinion on the game anymore. I have to agree with Kerfer Lewis, guys, or I'm wrong.
I think up until the penalty.
No, it's all the twerking for Chelsea, bro. Oh, no, now we're complaining about a man twerking for other football clubs. Oh, here we go.
Sucking off Maresca again. He didn't suck him off last week.
Shall we bring back the Arsenal section? Will that make you feel a bit better?
No, I'm saying when it comes to Chelsea, the game against Bournemouth, you were very lucky. This is just the truth. Because
Bournemouth is a good side, though. That's why I give them credit. That's a hard side
Yeah,
to
but
break down.
Bournemouth didn't finish their chances. How's that Maresca masterclass?
But brother, every single time I play Bournemouth, and I said this on all my
Iriola's a great
previous
manager.
proof, they are wasteful. These men make a lot of chances and miss more of them. This is Bournemouth all over. I don't think we were lucky. We brought on the right subs and we won the game. That's it.
Thank you. Anyway, let me tell you why Chelsea won this game. Chelsea won this game because Bournemouth just didn't take their chances. That's honestly how I look at this game. Evan Nilsson from the penalty. You've got the chance that Sinistera had. You've got the chance that Kluivert had. By the way, see this Kluivert guy. Last season, I was doing Bournemouth City hate watch. Bournemouth dominated Man City, by the way, and then they missed all their chances as well. Again, same exact game was replicated. When it comes to Chelsea, for me, I think they're very lucky to get the 3 points. I don't think they deserve the 3 points. I think they won it in a moment of magic from Nkunku, who is a player I rate, who is a player I think is very good. I think is a difference maker for Chelsea 100% this season. But when it comes to him, like I think he will. Hello, microphone. I think he will step up this season. I think he will deliver. I think he's already been playing really well for me. So I really rate Nkunku. And I think he won that game for Chelsea specifically. I wouldn't even say the Sancho passes. Like everyone, oh, welcome for Sancho. Like Sancho did anything in that game. What did he do?
Did you watch the match?
It was more so
Yes,
the
I
performance.
did. I was
No, he
literally-
was
So
cooking.
you genuinely
Sancho was
watched the match. You saw Sancho come off the bench. All of our play literally moved from the right to the left-hand side. And then
Yeah.
I was bring on Nkunku for the extra goal threat, and you call it down to luck.
He was taking
No,
on
Jadon
players,
Sancho
too.
No,
changed
I
the
didn't
entire
take down to luck.
complexity
I said
going
Nkunku-
You
forward.
said we got lucky.
Yes, you got lucky because Bournemouth didn't finish their chances, but you scored.
But
because
this is
Nkunku
where I
didn't.
disagree, because I've said the last 4 or 5 games we've played against Bournemouth, these men just ruin their chances for fun. They always do this against us. That's why I was calm for this game. I know they'll get chances. I know they ain't going to score any of them. We just have to get one.
Oh, okay. So Bournemouth weren't clinical in front of goal. And I'm not even talking about the penalty. I'm talking about them missing chances. And I said that Nkunku won Chelsea the game. That moment of brilliance is the reason why Chelsea won the game 1-0. I know Sancho gets credit
Cool,
for
I agree on that.
Yeah, Sancho gets credit for that assist because he played the pass into him, but Nkunku literally dribbled past
And the
two
dribble
people.
beforehand.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Nkunku dribbled past 2 people in tight spaces. in the
Yeah, and
penalty.
Nkunku's
Yeah,
a
like
body
Nkunku had
motherfucker.
work
That's
to
what he's
do.
good at, bro. He's a beast.
Yeah, he
Good
did
work.
that at
Faster
Anfield too,
the
to be
pass.
fair.
Yeah.
Caicedo, yeah,
Anfield
you
goal
lost
was
4-1.
nice.
Caicedo,
That's why no one talks about it.
Caicedo was really good in the game for me. I thought Caicedo had a very good game. Sanchez had a very good game. And the truth of the matter is, anytime you're telling me your goalkeeper is your man of the match, you cannot say you had a dominant performance or you were amazing. By definition, it means that he saved you multiple times. And Sanchez, I don't know what the hell got into him these last 3 games. I don't know who injected him with like the Allison gene or some shit, but he's been doing some mad saves. Like he's been doing some. There was one save where it was like in the second half was towards his right. I don't know if it was Sinistera or Kluivert to run them, but it was a very good finish, and he just dived into it and stopped it from going into the back of the net. He had a fantastic performance. And the one guy that I have to give credit to, for me, is a youngster, is a youth player, who also they signed this summer, who is Vega for me. That guy was very good in the game as well for me. I thought Vega had a good game. Vega, Caicedo had a good game. Them both, they cooked. Like, that's the I honestly believe
It was
that.
more our forward line in the first half that was the real issue. That and Disassi, brother.
Yeah, so Vega for me I thought was good. Caicedo was very good again, proving he's Chelsea's best midfielder. But when it comes to this result, we cannot say it's only down to like Chelsea being amazing or Maresca substitutions, because Bournemouth did miss. I'm gonna fucking break this microphone now. Bournemouth did miss a F-ton of chances in that game, you know, and they were just had such a lack of clinicalness in front of goal. It's so fucking annoying. But yeah, Chelsea won in the end. They get the 3 points, regardless of my thoughts or feelings. But yeah,
I just disagreed with the lucky thing. Everything else is like, yeah, fair enough.
why are you like this? Why are you like this, Mo?
Oh, you saw him in Tesco's, and you
Mo's
didn't
okay.
fucking like little elbow, nothing.
Mo, is everything
It's
good,
great.
Mo?
I ain't proper Chelsea.
Come on, Mo, man. What is this? He celebrated.
Should have
against
laughed at him and called him a bottle job.
Hey,
you
big
see,
up.
I
I got to kick off. My thoughts
peace
on
out, bro.
United are good luck, buddy. I'll see you I'll see you somewhere in that table, buddy. I'll see you. Big up Lewis, big up Sam. And honestly, I'm gonna say this about the chatters. I haven't even looked, but I can already say you're like Brennan Johnson right now. I'm Brennan Johnson. I'm in the box, and you're Brennan Johnson. You ain't even looking, and you ain't even liking. Just don't even look at it. Just like the damn video. What's wrong with you?
Like a video,
I ain't even got to look at the ratio to call you out to know you're moving like Brennan Johnson. Don't be Brennan Johnson.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Don't be Brennan.
Yeah, no one wants
Big
a
up.
Brennan Johnson.
Big
Big up, bro.
So yeah, that's my honest thoughts on the game. I think Chelsea, like I think a draw was a fair result personally because Bournemouth did play well, but they just missed their chances. And Caicedo, I defend this guy a lot because he had a very good performance for me. Once again, he had a very good performance. People always say, "Oh, Caicedo." No, he's a very good player. People were shameless last season saying stuff like, "Gallagher is Chelsea's best midfielder." No, he's not. Caicedo was always Chelsea's best midfielder last season. 100% he was, and he is again as well this
Mad,
season.
bro.
I think it's fair to say. Actually, yeah, I think that's not even a crazy opinion. I think Caicedo has been Chelsea's best player for first 4 games.
Yeah, he's up there a little bit. Actually, I don't know who would be our best player first 4 games. I think it'd probably just be Palmer. Palmer by default. I don't think anybody's really like taken it. You could say Lavia, he had 1 game, so that don't really count. Noni's been inconsistent. Jackson's been inconsistent.
He's the consistent one.
Actually, I don't know. I don't know who's been our best so far.
You could even say
Maybe
Sanchez.
Cucurella. Maybe Cucurella. Because he had a
could even-
decent game as well.
You could even say Sanchez. That's the crazy bit.
You know what? Fucking hell. Yeah, you could.
It's
Fucking
crazy.
hell.
That's
Two
why I
scrub
just
goalkeeper
saved,
saved the penalty this week.
yeah. That's why I
No
just
way
saved
Sanchez has been one of
Caicedo.
our best performing players this season. This season really is messy.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I save face. I say Caicedo. I didn't even say anything wild. Anyway, listen. Final section of the day. Don't want to keep you guys for too long. Shikh, you won. You know
We did. We did.
Yay! United beat Southampton. Anyway, talk to me, brother. What are you saying? By the way,
Yeah.
that's another. What's his name as well? That guy. What's his name? Cameron Archer. You're a fraud, Cameron Archer. I hope you're quite.
Yeah, about the game, I mean, there's really not much to say. It's Southampton, championship side. We scored 3 goals. I think first 30 minutes for us were shaky, even up until the penalty, basically. But after that, I think we took our chances and we scored our goals off the run of play. De Ligt gets his goal. Good from him. Good to see Rashford get a goal. Good finish from him as well. Finally, I'm not sure if that was his first shot that he took this season or not, if he took one before that, but yeah, he finally gets a goal. And then Garnacho sneakily gets 1 goal at the end too. But yeah, good performance. I mean, I can't really complain. I think it's Southampton, so I'm not gonna sit here and get all giddy and be all happy that we won, we got the 3 points, we're back, and expect us to perform really, really well in the next game. I was nervous for this one just based off of last week's results, and they proved me wrong. So, I mean, missed chances from Southampton. The first 30 minutes, we could have gone haywire. We did look a little bit shaky, but defensively, I don't think the issue for us, and I've said this time and time on my channel and on other channels, is I don't think defensively we have a problem. It's always been going forward, and going forward, we were able to score goals and we created. Xerxes missed a couple of chances and it's tough, but I'm backing Xerxes this season. I like the way that he plays, and I like this little link up and stuff that he has with the midfield when he drops into like the 10 position and he picks up the ball. He'll learn more on his goal scoring part and all that type of stuff in the rest of the season. I have no doubt about that, but it's going forward, and this was good. Like it was bright. It was refreshing to see us score 3 goals. I don't know when was the last time we scored 3 goals in a game. I don't know when was the last time we scored 2 goals in like 5 minutes when De Ligt and Rashford scored. But tough test still. Next week we have Palace, I believe. And yeah, it's we go back into the same predicament that I'm in before every single game. Is I'm not confident who's going to score the goals for us. It's more of just us about getting into some sort of rhythm. I was very surprised to see the midfield that he started with. He started with Eriksen and Maino, something completely different from what he's been going with. But I think he was trying. He wanted to have more possession, and he's trying to like establish this possession style of football. and which hence he played Mainu and Eriksson to have more control on the ball. Obviously, it also kind of made sense after last week and Casemiro making those 2 mistakes. He wanted to have more control in the game, but overall, great performance. I can't really complain. 3-0, I'm happy, but we move to the next game. Another mountain to climb after mountain every single week. We don't have, I don't think we have a negative goal difference anymore, so that's good. But we go into the next game, Palace, and
Look at the standard. Man said we don't have negative goal difference.
It's just the reality of what our club is right now, man. At this moment, that's literally just the
Imagine
reality of our
actually
football
listening
club.
to that, like, yo, we don't even have negative.
You
goal
might still
difference.
owe them a few from last season, though.
We do. We did still owe 1 from last season, but
Lewis, you know how
this
mad that
season
statement
currently,
is. That's a mad
we
statement.
don't have a negative goal difference, man. So I'm happy.
I think we were there in 22-23. We defo had negative goal difference.
He supports Man United, by the way, not Ipswich. That's that's the funny part. Did you watch the game, Lewis? Tell me your thoughts on the game if you did.
I won't even front. Like, I woke up late to the game because I was hungover. Watched 10 minutes of it, saw United score 2 goals, and I went straight back to bed. Oh, I won't even front. I was not wasting the early morning on that. 2-0 up against Southampton curtains. Even they ain't coming back.
The reason why United won the game is Total Eclipse. Because Southampton got a penalty. And then Total Eclipse was in my chat going like, 1-0 Southampton, it's a pen. And then Onana saved it, and then United scored twice. And I haven't forgiven Total Eclipse ever since then. I hear everything Shikh is saying regarding Man United. And I think, listen, at the end of the day, it's about getting results right now, building momentum for the team. Specifically, you both as well, because you play on Thursday nights in terms of like Conference League and Europa League. So it does affect the squad negatively. We've all witnessed it before with our all 3 clubs here have witnessed it before.
Guess who plays Thursday this week?
Arsenal.
All mad.
Atalanta.
You see, you Atalanta, yeah? You better not only embarrass me. I swear to God, you see Atalanta, yeah? I better see that same performance that you showed at Anfield. You better show that against Arsenal as well.
You got the chance to wheel that video back up again if they win.
Atalanta. Whoop,
But see, like they
You
play
got-
City though. Would you rather
XL
than
hour if they win.
beat Atalanta and then lose to City, or
Oh,
rather
and that
like,
was after Inter Milan, Man City. So it's win-win.
Oh, fucking hell.
So if Mo
Most of the
loses, he
things,
gets cooked. If Hamza loses, he gets annihilated. Everyone wins. It's gonna be the best, bro. I'm gonna be elite.
Oh, we will be watching. We will
yeah,
be there.
it's gonna be elite. I don't know if you guys saw this, by the way, but someone sent this to me.
Oh my!
yeah,
What?
I did see that. Yeah, that's crazy.
What? Just off betting that
He got
Gabriel would
everything
score.
right. He got everything right. That's crazy.
No, but even then, man got 6K off that. Yo, I need to start looking into these bet builders. What the hell, man? All he
Read
did
the
was
tweet,
predict them to
read
score
the
the
tweet.
set piece. Even I would have done that.
Read the
Got
tweet.
the correct goal scorer. Oh,
Hey, again,
no
I
way.
don't even blame you for predicting that one still. I don't
Yeah.
even blame you.
This right there. Hey, whoever you are,
6K, hey, you give him his 10%.
Super
bro.
chat to him.
Fucking
Yeah,
hell.
super chat to him.
whoever
for
you are,
real.
HOV, you're welcome, buddy. You're welcome. You know, everyone listening, don't bet. You get me? Make sure you don't bet. Big up to Mugi, says close to a perfect weekend, but Haaland exists. Tottenham get battered even in their own £1 billion stadium. Come on, you Gunners. Bro, this Haaland guy.
Yeah, it's unreal, man.
So you'll read that, but you won't read up the Chelsea.
Yeah, because us and Chelsea are rivals. Us and Arsenal aren't rivals. Why are you acting like you did not watch Benitez and Mourinho growing up, you fraud? Was there Wenger Benitez? No, there wasn't. Why should I hate Arsenal?
There's no hatred at all between you two.
Between Arsenal and Liverpool, of course not. That's like United and Spurs. Why would Shikh hate Spurs for?
That's true.
No reason.
Yeah,
You know what? God forbid, but if them shadow dwellers win a major trophy, you'll realize.
The whole life, whenever Liverpool are good, Arsenal are shit. And whenever Arsenal are shit, Arsenal are good, Liverpool are shit. We've never been in contention for a league title since 1990, brother. There hasn't even been a title rivalry. Liverpool rivals, Man United, Everton, Chelsea, City. That's the rivals. That's the teams we hate. Who the fuck
Yeah,
hates
you know
Arsenal?
what?
true.
Yeah,
I
you're
was thinking about
correct,
that
bro.
too.
You lot
They've
ain't
had some
competed
iconic
with
games,
shit
though.
except domestics.
Yeah,
That's some
what I'm
like
saying.
iconic games of the 4-4 at
Yeah,
Anfield.
you know what?
Arshavin.
Fair enough.
Oh, so I should build a whole rivalry based on Arshavin.
No, I'm just
scoring
saying.
4
I'm just saying. Like you've had. I thought maybe because of those.
You know how
games back
shit
in
we
the
were
day.
for 30 years. You know how many players scored goals at Anfield?
Oh, I know exactly.
You
I
know that we
exactly.
lost to Blackpool, brother. Blackpool we
know.
lost to at Anfield.
I know.
Taylor
I know.
Fletcher, Got it. Charlie Adams. That's who we lost to at Anfield.
I was at the Hodgson era. Oh dear.
Roy
Yeah,
Hudson
that was-
era, man.
That was horrendous.
Kenny Dalglish era too. Jeez.
No, Dalglish era. We won a Carabao Cup. Big up.
Well done.
Yeah. Hold that. What's this new thing? Rounded corners. The hell is rounded?
Yeah, you've seen that as well. It just circles everyone's thing. Oh, that's just a rounded one. Yeah, there's a circle up. That's it. That's
Ho, 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 what the hell? No, this is weird. Still, we cannot. Yeah, this is weird. Let's just make it normal.
Hmm.
Anyway, big up to all of you guys. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel. Carefree Louis G is in the description. Shikh TV is in the description. Go subscribe to their channels as well. Subscribe to Egal Talks Football. Subscribe to Jacob's channel and even Grigs' channel. Big up to all of you guys. Make sure you guys are liking, subscribing. Big up to my guy Mugi. Big up to you. Big up to Redline Taranga, Karimi, and Hamad. I'm going to be back inshallah tomorrow at 2 p.m. Deji is making his debut on Don Husam. Flawless will be on the channel. I'm getting Giuseppe on as well. We're going to be reviewing the Premier League
A
weekend.
new panel.
Yeah, we've got a panel show tomorrow at 2 p.m. Hey.
Interesting.
And,
you are.
and then
We'll be there.
Liverpool go on to take our European rivals, AC Milan. You get me? If you
AC
remember.
Chelsea. Let's go.
We ruined
Forza
their life.
Milan. Forza Milan. Let's go, man.
You literally play on Thursday, buddy. Anyway, big up to all of you guys. And yeah, this stream is going to take it to Fatu Judge Mo, by the way. Forza Juve. I'm going to piss him the fuck off today. Spam Forza Juve in his chat. You get me? I cannot wait for the Mo watch along this Wednesday. I might actually not even do a watch along on my own channel just so I can watch Mo's watch along. This guy vein pops and everything. It can be beautiful. Anyway, love and see you guys whenever I see you.